At one of these parties, it was stated that he had slept with a girl who was 15 years old. But what if it's a lie? Well, tons of videos came out of them together in bed, hanging out. There was even a TikTok of her insinuating that she had got over her cheating boyfriend with getting with Boris.
So that's just nasty stuff, man. I mean, 26, 15, do the math, that equals trouble. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Brett Maverick, YouTuber slash grass organizer. If you enjoyed this video at all, please consider subscribing, and in return, here's a picture of my sock sitting in the corner of my room. Subscribe.
Did you know that the ASU Frat Leader brutally frame-mugged Clavicular?
Rhett, did you hear the news, bro?
PTSD.
What?
It's coming
Dude,
back to me.
Clav got frame mugged by an
I can't even listen.
There's no way Clav got frame mugged. Let me see.
Yes, it's true. It happened. I know, guys. Sorry.
Gonna be okay, bro.
I should have posted a trigger warning.
Clav on stream is completely unacceptable, and he should be stripped of his ASU Frat Leader title immediately. If you're gonna be hanging out with Clav, there's some rules to follow, okay? You can't be out there, clavicles fully out, trying to frame mog him, okay?
Not only did he frame mog him, but apparently he neck mogged him too. Yeah. People ask our parents all the time, where were you when the Twin Towers fell? And they're gonna ask us for years to come, where were you when Clavicular was frame mogged by the ASU Frat Leader? Yes, it's been a few months since that fateful night that our beloved hero Clavicular fell by the hands of the ASU Frat Leader. Oh! He was a villain then, and it turns out he is potentially an even bigger villain than any of us could have ever even thought. Keep in mind, all of this is alleged, and I am just reporting what I have researched over the past 15 or so minutes. So now that we're all up to iShow speed, the grumbling started about a week ago when number 2 ranked Chad posted this on TikTok. So he says, people thought Hulo was bad. Someone is about to be exposed for much worse. And if you remember, a few months ago, a very high-ranked Looksmaxxer that goes by Hulo was actually arrested and exposed by the predator catcher Gideon for having CP or cheese pizza on his phone, and he is awaiting trial or something like, I don't know, he's going through that court process. But we got Androgenic here posting a very vague pose, which I hate that kind of stuff. I require context, okay? Tell me more, what's going down? Like, if you have news, if you have like details, like spill it. This just makes it seem like you're like engagement farming and dragging things along to make multiple clips out of and multiple segments out of this news story that is on a very serious topic, as you will find. So this had me on the edge of my seat. I felt like I was in between Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. And alas, it wasn't a couple days before we got more word of what was going on. So this is Connor signing and what he has apparently learned about the situation.
ASU Frat Leader, aka Varus, is a man in his 20s who uses his fame and influence to procure relationships with minors. This makes me sick to my stomach. There were allegations presented about Varus that connected him to human trafficking, and that's a whole other issue that I could get into. But let's win this battle first. And guys, if you're watching this, I believe you have a duty to make sure that this guy never hurts anyone ever again. Varus would frequently go to high school parties. He was seen by many people there and even photographed. At one of these parties, it was stated that he had slept with a girl who was 15 years old. But what if it's a lie? Well, tons of videos came out of them together in bed, hanging out. There was even a TikTok of her insinuating that she had got over her cheating boyfriend with getting with Varus.
So that's just nasty stuff, man. I mean, 26, 15, do the math, that equals trouble. I mean, I've seen people argue that, 17, maybe, but 15, that's too much, bro. Like, there's no excuses for that. And even beyond, like, the morality or the biology of it, like, even just on an intellectual level, you have to be, like, given the current state of things, you have to be a retard to, like, even consider participating in something like that with an underage woman.
One may argue that, hey, maybe she was trying to get with him and she lied about her age. Varus knew her age. The reason I know that was because he had been messaging her and came to meet up with her at that party. There were allegations that he had gotten with a 13-year-old. Well, here is Varus beside a 13-year-old. Why are you hanging out with a 13-year-old in your 20s? Now, these parties...
Looks like she's drinking too. Looks like a shot glass. Can't confirm, but, just an observation.
13-year-old. Why are you hanging out with a 13-year-old in your 20s? Now, these parties would take place in the Washington area, and the ASU Frat Leader was friends with the organizers. The organizers would have girls stay back and have orgies. One who was a freshman admitted this to me, and as Varus was co-promoting some of the parties with this guy Rami, who was the head.
He's hitting the lap flare. He can't give it up. He's like just a one-trick pony at this point. pathetic.
marketer story that was presented in the forum starts to make a little bit more sense. But his scope of abuse was not just contained in Washington, because of course, Varus, or the ASU Frat Leader, goes to ASU. However, on February 2nd, he flew out a girl. Now, she did not tell me that they had sex. However, it was heavily implied by this photo with Varus in his underwear. And in addition to that, Varus has been confirmed sending inappropriate photos like these to minors. Varus, you are a sick person, and I hope you get everything you deserve. And even if 1% of what I have learned about you is true, you deserve eternity in hell. Thank you for listening. Please, let's keep our women and children safe.
I'm with you there, bro. I'm with you. But me, being the expert investigator that I am, and having to make YouTube videos to pay for my $10,000 white shirt, I had to dig a bit deeper. And what I found will shock you. What I found is nothing. Yeah. Apparently his Instagram account is privated, so he's avoiding addressing the situation. But you know whose account is not private? This one right here. Yeah. This is the Nikita Files, a whole Instagram dedicated to exposing and whistleblowing on this guy Nikita, who is allegedly the ringleader of, this organization that runs these Diddy parties that Varys, the villain, would frequent. So, we don't have to go through everything, but you can see starting from the bottom, he's flexing fake money, woman beater, evicted for non-payment, exploitation on his own girlfriend. Look at this one. Nikita's girl beat a minor. Nikita then joined, asked everyone to leave. So it's not a good look, and anybody associated with this guy going to his parties it's really not a good look. So let's circle back to Andrew Janik, the guy who first hinted that there was something a-brewing here. He has gone on to, of course, milk the situation dry.
When I flew out to frame Mog Varus.
Side note, but he definitely frag mogged you, bro. But
and I got to the house, there were so many girls there, and I swear, one of them would speak, and then Varus was like, "Shut up, I fucked you, I fucked you, I fucked you," and then all these girls were like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, what is going on?
That is some weird shit and some really cringy behavior. I would not like to see that. I think I would have to, but doesn't stop there.
He was very weird in real life. He would constantly lie. He was not reliable at all. One of the worst people I've ever had to work with. The whole narrative of me versus him in the frame mog battle, he was garbage at advertising it, even though we were constantly talking about hyping it up. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's a complete not only did he just get built up off of a literal Hawk Tour tier meme, but he's he has no idea how to actually manage virality. He's brutally fallen off.
Why didn't you say something back then? Why are you sitting on all this info? It's a little, not calling you, not putting you on blast or anything, but it's a little sus. Your motives for these things do come into question. He's kind of started this whole new spiritual, enlightened, everybody deserves love type of arc, which to me comes off as egoic, altruistic, kind of like Mr. Beast type of thing, where you do something good with the motive of serving yourself. But this video is not about him. Maybe another time. But I hope he's a good guy, but just something I've picked up on. So that's most of what we know right now, but there is actually one other victim. Yeah, I know. Actually multiple, and that's 15-year-old boys. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, 15-year-old boys, they got an ultimate mogging villain to compete with. So yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in there to, lighten things up a little bit. But anyways, it's not looking very good. I don't know why he felt the need to do these things. Allegedly, he should have just, chilled out, maybe do some Wim Hofing, chew some Brett's jawline gum to reduce his cortisol, and, just have a nice chill time, not go to Diddy parties and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, that's all we know for now. I'll definitely keep you updated. If you haven't already, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. And watch one of these two videos next. I'll see you there. Peace.